Okay. All right. So last but not least, all right, it's some simplification of fractions. Now, we have done something like this in the simplifying radicals unit, all right, 2 lessons ago, and it's basically the same thing. The only thing that's different is that now we have a square root of a negative number, so we have to simplify that. And you've seen a lot of numbers quite a few times already, like 32, it's 16 times 2. Okay, so the more you do, and of course, you've got to be very focused when you do these so that you can register these numbers or how to simplify these numbers. So 2 plus or minus square root of 32, it's, well, 16 times 2, right? Now, first, I know there's an I, and there's a 16 underneath the square root, so it comes out. That's a 4. And then there's a 2 left behind, okay? So square root of 32, again, it's 4 root 2, okay? Now, are we done here? We say, nope, not really, because you can see multiples of 2 in the numerator, and I care about multiples of 2 because we have a 2 in the denominator. So we will simplify this, and again, the 2 in the denominator is the common denominator. So we have 1 plus or minus 2I root 2. Okay. Okay. So it's just like last, okay, I mean, just like 2 lessons ago. Okay. When we simplify, understanding that we have addition and subtraction in the numerator. So that means there are 2 separate terms and you have a single common denominator. Okay. And like I said, just a little review. If you happen to not see what's going on with the simplification, what you can do, let me just go ahead and rewrite this, okay, put it here. What you can do is to split the common denominator. I'm making it very obvious, right? Common denominator. Back to the not so common denominator. Just go ahead, put it apart, okay? So that becomes the 1. 4 over 2, it's a 2. So these two get the same thing. 1 plus or minus 2I root 2. Same thing right here. Okay. So it's got to take care of it. Okay. So number 9. Number 9. All right. So what about number 9? Number 9, it's, let me see. All right. So we have 6 plus or minus, and we say, yeah, what about this 28, negative 28? Oh, well, we have negative, so we know it's I, right? Square root of negative 1, it's I. What about this 28? 28 is what? Oh, it's 7 times 4. So the 4 is a perfect square. It comes out, and the 7 got stays inside the square root over 4. Okay, and you can see they are even numbers, right? 6, 2, and 4. So you can reduce it by 2. So this becomes 3, this becomes 1, and this becomes 2. So you have 3 plus or minus I root 7 over 2. Okay, don't put down 1I. That's just not very smart thing to do. Not a smart thing to do. Okay, just put down I root 7. So this is good. If you write it this way, I would take this one as well. Okay, so yeah, either one's fine. All right. So I would be very happy to see you. All right, now I'm not going to go over number 10 and number 11 in detail. I'm just going to give you a little idea. All right, you might get stuck with 98. All right, so we don't see 98 often, so I'm going to give you a hint. The hint is think about dividing 98 by 2. Okay, what is that? Same thing with 72. Okay, think about it. If you divide it by 2, what would that be? Okay, so go ahead, try it out, and then check the answer key so that you can know the answer. You can check the answer. Now, final words. Okay, final words about what we did today. So what we did today is really just a bunch of tackling the little I situation. Yesterday, we learned about what I is. 2 lessons ago, we learned about how to simplify radicals. Yeah, so today we are really focusing on how not to have I in the denominator. It's not that hard, okay? It's got to be very focused, and every single action that you do, it has to fulfill the purpose of what you want, okay? You got to know what you want. You do not want or you want to get rid of the I in the denominator or any kind of square root in the denominator. That's really it. So we have 2 ways to do that. One is to multiply by I if the denominator is just a simple I, or we multiply by the conjugate if the denominator is not just a simple I, but adding a subtraction of some numbers with an I term, or you have a complex number in the denominator, so we will use the conjugate. All right, so that's really it, and this one is about simplification. So the next there will be a quiz on this, on only the what is it called? Simplifying radicals, what I is. You can definitely expect what like I to the different power, how to add the like terms. So what I would suggest you to do is that maybe you go home, you go to Schoology, load up the worksheet again or print it out, and just try to practice it, do it. Okay, and practice your thought process. Like if you stare at this 4/3i, do you know what to do straight away without any sort of hesitation? If you look at something like this one, 3 minus 4i, do you know what to do? I'm sorry, my bad. I mean this one. You look at this fraction, okay? Do you know what bothers you, and do you know what to do as a result? Okay, so it's about experience, and practice is very important. It doesn't take much time if you keep on practicing. Okay, so please do not slack. Okay, at this very critical moment, it's not difficult. It does take time to work, and yeah, and you can do it. You can definitely do it. Okay.